Okay, so today we're going to continue with volume. And remember, volume is length times width times height, or you take the length times the width and make that the base times the height. So we're going to start with this question. Let's see if I can make it bigger. So it says 2 feet by 4 feet by 5 feet. So you remember length times width times height. So 2 times 4 times 5. I try to find things I quickly know. I know 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 4 is going to be 40. And remember, it's going to be feet cubed because you're multiplying feet by feet by feet. Let's try another one. So 4 by 4 by 9, so length times width times height. I know it gets annoying to write the formula, but you really should get in that habit. 9 times 4 is 36, so 36 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24, carry the 2. 4 times 3 is 12, 13, 14. Sorry if you hear my neighbor's lawnmower. Centimeters cubed. Again, volume, 6 by 6 by 6, so 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. You multiply by 6. I'm just going to do that over here. 6 times 6 is 36. 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 20, 21. So we have 216 inches cubed. I don't really feel like I put cubed on. Sorry, it's taking me a second. Oh, I did. Okay, I wanted to make sure I did cubed. Okay, so the other one was 216. Let's try this one. 4 by 12 by 4. So we have 4 by 12 by 4. I know 4 times 4 is 16, so 16 times 12. 2 times 6 is 12. Sorry about my phone. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, put a 0. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1, and when I add that up, I get 192 feet cubed. Okay. Next question. It says, Cheryl has a box that is in the shape of a rectangular prism. Its height is twice the length. Its length is I'm going to make sure, I can't tell if that's a 5 or a 3 from the picture, so let me check. Is 3 times the width, and the width measures 6 inches. So there's lots of things I need to pay attention to. So length times width times height. I don't even need to draw a picture. I know that the width is 6. And it says the length is 3 times the width. So that would mean 6 times 3 would be 18. And it says the height is twice the length. So 18 times 2 would be 36. So that's a huge number that I'm multiplying. What is the volume of the box? So I'm going to multiply those things out. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I'm not telling you anything wrong. Okay, so let's do what I know first. Figure out first. 18 times 6. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1, or plus 4 is 10. So I'm going to have 108 times 36. We don't really do numbers like this big, so. Okay. 6 times 8 is 48, carry the 4. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 4 would be 4. 6 times 1 is 6. Cross that out, put a 0. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3, and when I add that up, 8,883. So 3,888 inches cubed. Okay. Let's see here. Lastly, on this page, find the unknown measure. So you can't really see, but that's a question mark box. 6 Oh, let me see if I can move that. Okay, so it's saying you have volume equals length times width times height, and you know that the volume is 420. And it's saying you don't know a number, but you know that this is 7 and this is 6. So you're going to divide. Well, first you're going to multiply. So you need to know that 420 equals something times 42. This one's pretty easy. I can see right away that 42 divided by 42 is 1, and then add a 0, so 10. So that missing number is 10. So again, you just have to divide. When we had ISEP, so this year you guys got kind of, I don't know, lucky is the word, but you don't take ISEP or iLearn, those would be questions a lot. So this one is saying 900 equals question mark times 6 times 15. So first off, let's figure out what 6 times 15 is. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9, so 90. So 900 equals 90 times something. Well, I just divide. I know 900 divided by 90. We'll get rid of a 0, get rid of a 0. 9 goes into 90 10 times, so my missing number is 10. And it's not cubed because I'm figuring out that number. Okay, continuing on. Same thing we've been doing. Volume is length times width times height. So 2 times 2 times 5. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20 inches cubed. This one, 5 times 5 times 5. So 25 times 5. Think of quarters. I know 4 quarters is $1. So add another 25. That'd be 125 centimeters cubed. 12 times 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15, so 12 times 15. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Put a 0, cross that out. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. And when I add that up, 180 feet cubed. A construction company is digging a hole for a swimming pool. The hole will be 12 yards long, 7 yards wide, 3 yards deep. How much dirt will the company need to remove? So 12 times 7 times 3. 12 times 7 I know is 84, so 84 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 8 is 24. 20 plus 1 would be 25. So 252 yards cubed. Amy rents a storage unit that's 15 feet long, 5 feet wide, 8 feet, and 8 feet. I guess 8 feet high. What is the volume? So 15 times 5 times 8. I quickly know that 5 times 8 is 40, so 40 times 15, but I can get rid of that 0. So 15 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Don't forget to add that 0 back there, so 600 feet cubed. I don't know if you're like me, but this is my favorite part of our math day. I like these questions. Kind of see if I understand what's happening. Seed is buying a crate for his puppy. The crate is 20 inches long, 13 inches wide, 16 inches high. What is the total volume? So 13 times 16 times 20. I'm going to quickly do 13 times 20, which I know 13 times 2 would be 26, and add a 0. So I'm going to do 260 times 16, but really I'm going to get rid of that 0. So I'm going to do 26 times 16, and then don't forget to add that 0 at the end. I know 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 2 is 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14, 15. Put a 0, cross that out. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 2 is 2. So when I add that up, don't forget to add the 0. So I'm going to get 4,160 inches cubed. Let's try the next one. Brittany has a gift box in the shape of a cube. The cube part's important. That means all of them are the same. So it's going to be 15 by 15 by 15. That one I'm probably going to have to try. So let's do 15 times 15 first, and we'll multiply another 15. So so it's not 15 times 3, it's 15 times 15 times 15. 15 times 5, or 15 cubed, I guess. Hence the cubed part. It is a cubed. Isn't that interesting? That would be cubed. Okay. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. Put a 0. Cross that out. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. When I add that up, I get 225. But I'm not done because I have to multiply my next 15. So 225 times 15. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Put a 0, cross those out. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. When I add that up, I get 3,375. And if I remember, it was centimeters cubed. So 3,375 centimeters cubed. Max packs the cereal box into a larger box. The volume of each cereal box is 175 cubic inches. What is the approximate volume of the large box? Oops, I'm sorry. I was trying to make that bigger. It's kind of hard to see from the picture. But you're going to do 1, 2. So this would be, the length is 2. The width is 2. The height is 1, 2, 3, 4. So first you're going to do 2 times 2 times 4, which would be 8 times 16. Or 8, sorry. 8 times 2 is 16. I think I said that right. That might be 3. It's kind of hard to see. Let me try something. Okay, it is 3, so that's my fault. It's kind of hard to see from the picture, but 1, 2, 3. Okay, so first I have to find the volume of the big box. That would be 4 times 3 times 2, so 4 times 3 is 12 times 2 is 24. But each box is 175, so I'm going to do 175 times 24. 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 7 is 28, 29, 30. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 would be 7. Put a 0, cross those out. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. When I add that up, I get 4,200 cubic inches, or inches cubed. So again, what I did was I found the volume of the box, and I know that each box in there is 175 cubic inches. So I'm taking the volume and multiplying by the volumes of the boxes. That's a little bit tricky. Okay. This next question, we're going to be dealing with fractions. In health class, students recorded the weights of the sandwiches they ate for lunch. The weights are shown below. What is the average weight of one of the sandwiches? So remember, mean, median, mode, and range. You add and divide for the mean. So I need to add these all up and divide. So 1/8 plus 1/8 is going to be 2/8. 1/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4 would be 1 whole. 3/8, but 3/8 plus 3/8 would be 6/8. 1/2 plus 1/2 is a whole. So let's look at this. 2/8 plus 6/8 would actually be 8/8, which would be 1 whole. So I have 1 plus 1 plus 1 would be 3. So the weight of the sandwich would be 3, and I'm going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it would be 3/10. You add, I got 3, and you divide. We divided by how many there were, and there's 10. So 3/10. So the average weight would be 3/10 of a pound. Another way you could have converted all of those to eighths. So this would have been 1/8. 1/2 would have been 2/8. 3/8. 4/8, and so 4/8 plus 4/8 would have been 8/8. So 3/8 plus 2/8 would have been 6/8. 2/8, 4/8, 2/8, 4/8, 6/8, 10/8. And then 1/8, 2/8. So either way, I would have had 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 8 would be 20. 20 plus... I did something wrong. 2/8, 4/8, 6/8. Oh, I counted wrong. Sorry, that's part. 2/8, 4/8, 6/8, 8/8. So that would have been 8/8. Let's try this again. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So when I add those all up, I would have had 24/8, which if I divide gives me 3. So either way, I get 3. And then I have to divide by how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 3/10 is my answer. Sorry, that took me a second. Chloe has 20 units cubed. How many different rectangles can she build with the cubes? This question we had before, and I don't understand what they're asking. How many different rectangular prisms can she build with the cubes? I'm going to have to ask one of the teachers about this question. If you know, you can email me. But their answer was 4. But I don't know how they know how many go in each shape. So I'm confused by that question myself. So sorry about that. Okay, last one we're going to do. Darnell went to the movies with his friends. The movie started at 2:35 p.m. and lasted 1 hour and 45 minutes. What time did the movie end? So remember, we talked about this. That mountain would be 3:35. That would be for the 1 hour. And then I'm going to add 45 minutes. So I'm going to go by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So this would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, so this would be 340, 345, 350, 355, 4, 405, 410, 415, 420. So it would end at 4:20 p.m. That question is going to drive me crazy, that one that we skipped. So I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to email Mr. Holmkamp and see. He always seems to understand the math better than I do. Okay, so sorry about that. But we'll continue tomorrow. Bye.